Hey, this is Trevor Emdon from wizardofwisdom.com, and I want to talk to you for a few minutes about how to stop worrying about the future. Because, well, I've always thought if you tell someone to stop doing something, immediately that's what their mind goes to. You can't. If I tell you to stop thinking of elephants right now, even if you weren't thinking of elephants, now you're going to think of elephants, right? So, that's not the way to do it. You can't tell someone logically. Well, you can't. But I'd like to give you a little shift of perspective for a minute, because when someone comes to me, maybe they come to me as for some coaching or some help, personal help, some therapy, that kind of thing, and they tell me they're worried about something in the future, then I might say to them, how did you get here? And they tell me. They came by bus or car or on their bike or whatever they did. And so I say to them, well, before you left the house, did you worry about getting here? And 9 times out of 10, they say, no, not really. I just jumped in the car, or I got on the bus, or whatever I did. So why not? Why do some things worry you and others not? Because, roads are pretty dangerous, apparently. People get killed on them. But mostly we don't worry about driving or riding on the roads or even crossing roads as a pedestrian. You see, the truth is, statistically, most things are all right most of the time. Otherwise, none of us would be here. And it's also true that we get a skewed view of the world. When you watch the news, please stop watching the news, right? But if you must, if you watch it on a TV or I guess a computer or device of some kind these days, usually on most news channels in the UK and America and probably everywhere in the world now, across the bottom of the screen is a little drip feed of misery, telling you, even if they're telling you some good news across the bottom of the screen, there'll be something to worry about. It's crazy, right? Now the reason, not just the drip feed, but the reason that most things get into the news, the reason that they are news at all, it's because they're new. That's just the plural of the word new. But it's also because they're exceptional. The reason that we hear about wars and famines and all these terrible things, and I'm not saying they're not terrible, I'm just saying they're exceptional. Because most countries are not at war. Most children are not being starved. Most people will never be mugged. And so on and so on. Statistically, most things are all right most of the time. So, at any point in life, you could go around going, what if it all goes wrong? But the reality is, why don't you ask yourself, well, what if it all just goes right? Because the chances are it will. Right? So, that's statistically. Now, the other thing is just have a look at your thoughts. When you find yourself worrying about something, just step back in your head and have a look at your thoughts. Now, the very fact that you can actually do that should impress you. It should really intrigue you, because there's a thinker who's thinking all the worried thoughts and a watcher who's able to watch, like a soap opera on the TV. Now, here's the thing. If you do watch a soap opera, and I don't, but I do watch TV dramas and I watch movies, and we go to the movies sometimes, like everybody else, I guess. You don't sit in your armchair or on your sofa or in the cinema and the theatre seat worrying about what's going to happen to the characters. You don't get up and kind of want to shake them out of the screen and go, hey, be careful, something terrible is going to happen. There's somebody hiding in the bushes over there and we've seen them, but you haven't. We don't do that because we know it's a story. And we know that even if harm appears to come to them, it's only acting, one. And two, whether it does or not, even if there's an explosion on the screen, it's not happening to us. We're safe with our popcorn or our can of beer or whatever way you like to watch TV or a movie, right? So you can do that inside your own head. You can actually step back and watch your thoughts. Just be interested in them. Don't try and change them. Don't try to stop worrying, because the more you try to do that, it's like when someone says, right, just concentrate, and everybody goes, and you're tense. You can't concentrate like that. Actually, whilst I'm not suggesting that you kind of fall asleep, that's not concentrating. I'm suggesting that actually we learn more and we concentrate better, therefore, without... Concentration is not a furrowing of the brow or a deep screwing up of the face. Concentration is when we're open and relaxed and enjoying life, right? So that's a kind of bonus tip for you. That wasn't really about worrying. But if you want to stop worrying, instead of trying to stop worrying, just get interested in it. Just notice what's going on in your head. Now, as soon as you do that, what you'll discover is that the stepping back, just that one simple step of watching your thoughts takes the power out of the worry. And it's quite likely that new ideas, new solutions to the problem, especially if you're worried about a personal problem, will crop up. So, statistically you're safe, and personally now you have a mechanism to kind of go, you know what? I can just watch this. Just watch. 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And if you start worrying again, do it again. As soon as you catch yourself doing it, just kind of hang on a sec. Step back. Just watch. Just watch. The thoughts will come and go on their own. There's nothing you need to do. It's effortless. Right? Does it make the problem go away? Well, yes, in a way it does. Because to answer that, let me ask you this. Did worrying make the problem go away? It didn't, did it? Doesn't make the problem go away. So it just makes it worse, if anything, because it boxes you in to one set of thoughts that you've had probably thousands of times. Well, what will I do if that happens? Well, you'll figure something out. You'll do something, right? So, same thing applies when you stop worrying. In fact, it applies better, because the problem won't look like a problem anymore. It'll be a set of conditions, a circumstance. And there, I guarantee you, if you know somebody else or somebody else is in that with you, or you just, I don't know, go online, Google it, go on YouTube or something, and I guarantee you that there will have been people in very, very similar circumstances, or worse, who got out of it. Some people will have gone into it deliberately, in some cases, with relish, going, hey, I can do this. And you might go, oh my goodness, that's such a risk. And they'll be going, yes, fun, isn't it? Now, it's the same kind of thing. What's the difference? Just the way they're looking at it in here. That's all, right? So all I'm saying to you is, step back. Look at your thoughts. Just watch what your thoughts do. Just let them do their thing. And like storm clouds, they will, in their own time, might take a few minutes, might take a few hours, might even take a day or two, but they will evaporate. They will, and the sun will come out. Mentally, you'll feel better. Just watch. That's all you need to do. So, I hope that's been helpful. Go to my website, wizardofwisdom.com. You'll find a link below this video where you will get a whole, what I've called a 5-minute impossible problem fixer for free. Okay? So there's no charge. Go to my website, wizardofwisdom.com. Help yourself. And you go through the whole process for free. So I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks for watching.